Guys, he ain't going nowhere. He loves it. It doesn't really matter what he says. His wife loves it here.
Speculation has been running wild since Penn State announced the firing of head football coach James Franklin.
Matt Rhule is on the short list of potential successors for the job. Rhule has ties to Penn State as a former player and assistant coach. Additionally, he has a close relationship with athletic director Pat Kraft.
We will break down the latest now on Nebraska Nightly.
Live from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Josh Dozler.
And I'm Carson Labrum. It's been an interesting weekend for Nebraska football fans as speculation runs wild to where Matt Rhule will be coaching following the season's end.
Nebraska Nightly Sports' Abby McFarland joins us to break down what we know about this developing story. Abby?
On Sunday, Matt Rhule's name quickly surfaced at the top of the coaching list for the head football coach opening at Penn State, following the fire of James Franklin. During his Monday press conference, Rhule didn't shy away from talking about his alma mater. He acknowledged the situation but made it clear he's committed to Nebraska. Rhule is excited about the progress the Huskers are making and the direction the program is heading.
Absolutely love it here, and I want us to continue to take the steps needed for us to turn this thing into a beast. And players all across the country want to come here. We have the best facilities. We have elite fans.
Matt Rhule is currently in his third season at Nebraska head coach, originally signing on to coach until 2023. He signed a contract in 2022 to the tune of $74 million for 8 years, starting at $5.5 million a year with a $1 million increase with every year he stayed on Rhule's contract. Buyout to the University of Nebraska be $5 million if he wanted to step away from January of 2026. We will continue to follow the developing story. I'll be back with more later in sports.
As if the news of the head football coach might leave wasn't enough, Nebraskans were treated to a drizzly day across most of the state.
Nebraska Nightly forecaster Mitchell Brandt joins us to take a look at the fall conditions. Mitchell?
Thanks, guys. Take a look outside. It is a nice, cool 61 degrees going right now. Just a small 7-mile-an-hour wind. Nothing crazy. It's a beautiful day outside. Perfect if you love these gloomy fall days. Today, meant for you. We take a look tonight. 60 degrees is where we're going to stay. It's going to be partly cloudy. We're going to stay pretty dry for most of the time tonight. About 60 degrees, 5 to 10-ish miles an hour. There'll be a breeze, but you won't feel much. And we look to Wednesday. We're going to be partly cloudy. Now, I will say, on your way to work, early morning, we're going to get some rain, probably 5, 6, 7 o'clock a.m. We're going to have some precipitation then, but it's 81 degrees today, or tomorrow, excuse me. About 10 to 15 miles an hour wind, nothing crazy. Again, pretty solid day as far as fall comes. We take a look at the rain accumulation we had today. You woke up, you're in Lincoln, you felt the drizzle. That drizzle is about all we had today. If we take a look in Ord, just shy of a quarter of an inch. Norfolk almost had half an inch of rain today, but here in Lincoln, here in the capital city, 0.02 inches. Nothing crazy at all. We look at the statewide temps. Shattering all the way up there, all the way up at 63. Ainsworth, 50 degrees. Lincoln, 61. Again, nothing crazy. We take a look here, decent amount of cloud cover across the state, and take a look towards that national radar. Again, you're seeing the same thing, that Midwest, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. We've got some clouds, but pretty empty the rest of the state. We take a look at the radar as well. A little bit of rain, clear out. We're about to have some sun peek out. We take a look Wednesday, Friday, we have some chances of rain, but that's about it. We take a look at the 7-day forecast. We're going to have a pretty decent weekend. It'll be warm getting there, though, but the rest of the time, high 60s, 69 on Saturday, 67 on Sunday. We're going to be doing pretty good. We're going to feed into some 73, 66 next Tuesday. It's going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I saw the shower chances up on Friday. It might be a big running game, and I know Emmett Johnson's looking forward to that.
Yes, we'll talk about that right at the end of the show. But this game Saturday we've got some chances of rain. I'll have that right at the end of the show. But we'll have some interesting rain chances for a good Emmett Johnson homecoming.
There you go. It took more than 2 years, but today Hamas released the 20 remaining living hostages following the October 7th terror attack. President Donald Trump called it the dawn of a new Middle East. Maribel Gonzalez reports as Israel releases Palestinian prisoners under a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal.
Emotional reunions as the final 20 hostages held by Hamas were reunited with their families across Israel. People cheered in Tel Aviv celebrating this milestone moment. Under a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal, hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees were met with large crowds as they also reunited with their relatives in the West Bank. President Donald Trump declared a dawn of a new Middle East.
This deal, this once-in-a-lifetime deal, nobody's ever seen anything like what's happening today.
On Monday, photos released by the Israeli Prime Minister's office show a freed hostage playing with his children for the first time in 2 years. Families say they never stopped fighting for the release of their loved ones.
Keep sharing your stories to policymakers. Keep telling us what do you think needs to happen and give us ideas on how we can break the deadlock. And we kept doing that. They kept opening the White House for us. And President Trump has done it.
President Trump said that phase 2 of his 20-point ceasefire plan to end the war between Israel and Hamas has already started as he meets with world leaders in Egypt for a summit on Gaza's future and peace in the Middle East.
You look at Gaza, and it needs a lot of cleanup.
This is clearly, in my mind, I think in the mind of everyone in this room, probably one of the most important days for world peace in 50 years.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Israeli authorities say Hamas handed over 4 coffins with the remains of deceased hostages to the Red Cross.
It is day 14 of the government shutdown. But Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says U.S. Coast Guard members will not miss this week's paycheck. While the Coast Guard is a branch of the armed services, it is part of the Department of Homeland Security. Noem said on social media her agency worked out what she called an innovative solution to ensure the Coast Guard gets paid. The Coast Guard confirms its members would receive a paycheck between October 15th and 17th. Military members were set to miss their first paycheck October 15th. However, President Donald Trump said over the weekend the administration has identified funds to pay troops this week.
One of the many things impacted by the ongoing government shutdowns are the operations and services at U.S. national parks. However, in South Dakota, the lights are still on at Mount Rushmore. That's because the state's governor and some lawmakers are personally donating money to keep the iconic attraction lit during the shutdown. Republican Governor Larry Roden has contributed money along with South Dakota Senators Helene Dumal and Randy Dybert, among others. Roden says the donated funds should keep the faces of Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln illuminated for at least the next few weeks.
Americans are known to go all out for Halloween, and this year likely won't be any different. The National Retail Federation's annual consumer survey reports Americans are expected to spend an average of $114 per person this Halloween. That adds up to about $13.1 billion, a record high. Candy is, of course, a popular purchase, with total spending expected to reach $3.9 billion. The survey finds Americans will spend more than $4 billion on costumes. Spending on decorations will also exceed $4 billion. As for when and where to buy your Halloween supplies, discount stores are the top destination, and nearly half of shoppers started to tackle their list in September or even earlier.
There is a music scene in Lincoln that's been getting an early start on the weekend for a long time. Nebraska Nightly's Logan Mosley takes us to a favorite spot for Husker students.
Downtown Lincoln has a vibrant atmosphere on the weekends, but the weekend comes a day early at Duffy's Tavern on College Night.
It's always nice to see that, like, no matter who's playing, there's always a scene, and people always show up. I consider myself really lucky because even though I'm only reporting on local musicians, they are so talented.
Countless local bands have played at Duffy's College Night. One band includes the Vicks.
The Vicks, we started in Lincoln, and we just kind of played around downtown.
College Night happens once a week throughout the semester. It promotes local music to students 18 and older.
It's like one of the few places you can see live bands without being 21.
This opportunity not only gives a space for musicians to grow, but it also cultivates a space for students to get exposed to the Lincoln music scene.
Well, it's a great way to kind of understand your community better, because people who are performing at Duffy's are expressing themselves in a way, and it's a really easy way to experience that.
College Night has a $5 cover. If you're under 21, it is $10. The doors open at 9 p.m. and the music starts at 9:30. You can find the weekly lineup on Duffy's Instagram page at Duffy's Tavern on Mondays. Logan Mosley, Nebraska Nightly.
You don't have to go far from Lincoln to find one of Nebraska's most unique sports teams. Nebraska Nightly's Lily Coach Johnson introduces us to the University of Nebraska water ski team.
The UNL water ski team has been making waves, literally, for years. The team has been around since the 1980s, competing off and on. Vice President of Communications Jacqueline Lofsky says the team isn't just about competing, but also the friendships.
I think it's definitely made me a more confident human being. That, and I think it's really easy for anyone going into water ski to come out of it being an extrovert. We get really close as a team. We also get really close with a lot of other teams across the Midwest and the country. So that's definitely a fun part of it too.
The top 6 teams will qualify for nationals, with the next 3 hoping for a wild card.
Tournaments in collegiate water skiing and regular competition 3-event water skiing. So there's 3 events. There's slalom, trick, and jump. Slalom is what most people think of. It's 1 ski, and there's 6 buoys that you're weaving in and out of.
Fries says it's important for the ski club to remember to enjoy the process and keep having fun together.
I'm Lily Coash Johnson. This is Nebraska Nightly.
The Husker water skiers did not advance in the playoffs this year, but Fries expects the team to be ready to compete next season. For more information, visit their website, unlwaterski.com. Up next on Nebraska Nightly, more news from Husker volleyball.
Plus, a look at one of Lincoln's newest sports pipelines. Stay with us.
I'm proud of, how I've been playing in the other.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Abby McFarland. As the Huskers continue their 2-game road trip on Friday night, as they travel to Minnesota, Emmett Johnson is making his homecoming in his home state, and he's excited for the opportunity but understands the task at hand.
I'm proud of, how I've been playing and the other guys have been playing, but I got a lot more work to do, and this team has a lot more work to do, so that's what I'm focused on, is just getting better today, watching the film. How can I, get ready for Minnesota?
Even before Coach Rule got here, our class was a small, tight class. So just seeing Emmett have all the successes, I just feel nothing but joy for him, and I'm excited for him this week, to go back home and to bring the show on the road.
The Nebraska volleyball team began its stretch of 3 road matches with a win over ranked Purdue on Sunday. Harper Murray was honored as the Big Ten Player of the Week on Monday. Murray has 16 kills without an error for a career-high hitting .640 percentage. This is the first time in her career she has received the honor. To Prep Sports, where the Pius Junior football program is in their inaugural season and creates a unique opportunity for youth football players throughout Lincoln. Nebraska Nightly Sports Director Trey Marler has the story from A Street.
Success for Pius High School football on Friday nights starts here The Pius Junior Bowl football program is in their inaugural season and provides an opportunity for youth football players to put the gold helmet on at a young age.
I go on the sideline and I know what the play is happening because of this, and then during the high school games I can see, like I can know if the play is like a pass left or a run right. I just know it's happening. It's pretty cool.
Riker Erks is the quarterback of the 8th grade team and understands the foundation the program is building.
Some of the high schools, they don't play together like before this, and we'll kind of have experience with each other. And like especially the rookies, they'll have like 6 years of experience before they play with each other in high school, so it'll be great.
Taylor Ashburn is the president of the Junior Bolts and created it to help get an edge on other programs within the state.
We just kind of took a look at how other communities do football, because if you look outside of Lincoln, places like Waverly, Norris, and then of course all the high schools in Omaha, they all have true feeder programs.
Ashburn also hopes the team builds his players' faith off the field.
These teams have more or less become almost like a small youth group where our coaches are having conversations about God, having conversations about their faith, having conversations about what it means to be a servant leader, what it means to be, a good Christian.
Not only do the players wear the logo and practice on the field, but the team is built and operated as a direct reflection of the Pius High School program, and head coach Ryan Carney is actively involved in the team's process.
Coming in and already knowing each other and knowing a lot about what we do, our kids are going to be accelerated. Instead of being freshmen, they'll be more like sophomores or juniors coming into our program.
The Junior Bolts have 154 players among all their teams in their inaugural season and hope this program continues to grow the team's historic legacy.
For 1998, Pius has won it again. They're back-to-back state champions.
Reporting at Aldridge Field, Trey Marler, Nebraska Nightly Sports.
All right, how do you guys feel about Husker events that's happening this weekend?
Well, of course, we've got football on Friday, but I'm really looking forward to our first preseason game against BYU. They're ranked in the top 10. We'll see how we can match up against them.
Yeah, the basketball teams, they're a tight-knit group, so I'm excited to watch them play again.
Yeah, we've got multiple coming off injuries. Rink Mast will be back. We lost a few seniors, but I think we'll match up well. Rapper T-Pain is teaming up with Crocs. The celebrity and apparel company are pairing to bring to life the boots with the fur from Flo Rida's classic song Low, which features the artist. The result is what Crocs is calling the classic unforgettable leopard knee-high boot. The company says the boot is more than 35 inches tall and is wrapped in plush vegan leopard print fur. It is also adorned with more than a dozen charms, chains, and embellishments. The new boot will be available October 23rd on Crocs.com.
As we head deeper into fall, let's take one more look at oncoming weather.
We'll take it back to Mitchell Brandt to show what's in store for the next few days. Mitchell?
Yeah, we take a look at this forecast coming up here. Friday. Thrown off. We're playing Friday this week. Friday's going to look a little interesting in Minneapolis. We've got some. They're on the lower half, we'll say under 50, probably about 40% chance of rain. But that 7 o'clock kickoff, 7, 9 to 11-ish range, they're projected some rain coming up. So that'll make for an interesting game to say the least.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Should be a very physical, very run-heavy football game like we've seen in the Big Ten in years past.
I think this will be a true Big Ten matchup, running the ball well. I mean, Emmett Johnson leads the league in attempts, so I think we're going to see a lot more of that coming.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for a Friday night game. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I bet Minnesota fans are excited too. This is, I believe, one of 2 night games they have this year, and the student section there is always live. So.
Friday or Saturday, I know they'll be great.
Thank you for tuning into Nebraska Nightly.
Remember to follow us on social media at Nebraska Nightly.
Our next show will be on Friday, October 24th. We will not be on the airs on this Friday or next Tuesday due to fall break.
Have a great night. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.
Looked a lot better, I think our talking about